Hello, viewers. Welcome to my channel, Jedi Master BG. I'm very pleased to have as my guest Bob Wachtel on Quiz Time episode 9. Hello, Bob. Welcome to Quiz Time.
Hi there.
How are you today?
I'm good, John. How are you?
I'm very good. It's been a pleasure to get to know you better before we started recording. The time has flown by just listening to you. I'm excited to do this quiz. Are you ready to go?
Ready.
Fantastic. This is your first position then. Um, we'll go interactive on XG, so that you can actually ask me to move the checkers around on your behalf. Can you see that screen clearly?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Hang
So,
on. I have a little. Okay. Right. So this is my first quiz question.
this is your first quiz question, yes.
How do I play a double four?
At a three away score.
Well, I'm afraid I have a lack of imagination issue going on here.
Okay,
I only see one play, so I guess I'll make it.
okay. Which play is that, Bob?
Well, I come out from the 20 point with two checkers and come down from the 13 with the other two.
Okay, so you're going to stack your 9 point.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Um, is there any other play that you'd even consider as a second choice, or this one just pops out to you right away as the obvious
This
one?
one popped out, but let's go back and see if I can uh, exercise my imagination. Uh, if I,
For example, 8 to 4 is not a consideration.
it doesn't feel good because it creates multiple gaps in the position. Once you do that, I assume you come out with the other two. You have a huge gap on your 8 point.
Right.
And how the hell are you going to bring all these checkers, organize them, and get them to come home? Yeah, it's nice that you've made a point in your board, but that's your priority. I mean, just to speak in those terms is to get your checkers home. I mean, you're a little bit ahead in the race after the play, but
Yes.
I don't see any other ideas.
Okay, that's fine. It doesn't have to be super complicated every position. So we will go to my answer sheet now and we'll look at the XG response to this position. There we go. You nailed it in one. So the second choice that we discussed briefly
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
100 blunder. So definitely. So it's about giving ourselves less headache coming round than after we open up the 8 point and have all these gaps. Is that the key to this position?
Yeah, I mean the 8 point is a lovely point too. It isn't something you really should want to give up because it's a landing spot for your checkers from the midpoint, or even let's say you make the 16 point and then you break it. It still remains a landing spot, the 8 point. Not
And
something.
also, I suppose if we go back to the XG position, the 8 is 6 away from the 2. So we don't really want to open that up, do we?
Not really. I mean, we obviously we block his double six, which is a roll that would equalize the game for him. And it's just a cozy little structure. The checkers you have on your 9, 8, 6, and 5 form some sort of broken prime, and they all cooperate with one another, and that's a big part of the idea called connectivity, which Bill Roberti introduced to backgammon. But it's a big part of chess, which I used to play when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So,
have we not lost connectivity with the checkers on the 16?
we have lost connectivity with the checkers on the 16, but we have enough time to play with the others, and there was no better alternative anyway.
Got you.
But this maximizes our connectivity. Let's put it that way. It's our connectivity is not perfect by any means because those checkers are semi-stranded.
But it's kind of the lesser of the two evils.
I would say, yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so we'll go on to our next position, and again, this is some position I have interactively. So let me load that up onto XG. That's position 2. And then go here, cross over to XG. Okay, so this is not a cube decision. Why didn't that load up? Okay, Houston, we have a problem. Just bear with me.
We can land this plane eventually.
Yeah, I'm getting no response from my XG. Let me reopen it. I don't like technology when it doesn't work, even though it's probably a user error on my part, but
Oh, I doubt it.
right, so let's try and do that again. Okay, so it looks like this is a cube decision, but I didn't see it as a cube decision here. In here I've got it as a 6-4. All right, so we'll have to not make it interactive, and we'll just go off the PowerPoint. So Bob, we have a 4-6 to play here.
Ah. Uh-huh. We're a little bit ahead in the race. We can make the play that duplicates the aces, which would be 13-3. It's a nice play, but it leaves 2 blots and a few more shots. And running from the 16 point wouldn't be worth it, I would think, to leave a double shot, even though there's a duplication of 4s. So, and this is from the, you usually have these positions that come from the same game.
Yes. So this actually demonstrates what you said earlier in terms of I played 8-4,
I see.
and look how it's complicated things going forward now.
Yeah. Well, you still have a nice game. It's still okay. I must admit, again, I only see one play. So, I would just bring 2 checkers down from the midpoint.
Okay, so 13-9 and 13-7.
Yeah, I mean it leaves only 1 blot, and the funny play of playing 13-3 still leaves you with some cleaning up to do, even if you're missed. So this just looks like a nice play that again keeps your checkers in a nice cohesive um, structure.
The thing also I like about putting a checker on the 7 is to be hit, the opponent has to abandon the anchor, and that could actually
Absolutely.
be to our benefit.
But I mean, what is the alternative? What play would you make where the opponent wouldn't be hitting you from the anchor? I guess the 13-3 play, but even then, if the opponent rolled an ace, they'd probably hit you from the anchor. Well, they might not have to hit you from the anchor.
If you did play 16-6, one thing is you're duplicating fours to cover and fours to hit. So
Yeah, it's a lovely idea, um, but it's a double shot,
it is. I'm not saying it's a viable alternative, but yeah, it's not all bad. So here's the answer, and 13-9, 13-7 is head or shoulders in front, with the next closest play being the slotting of the 3, which duplicates the ones,
yeah,
like what you said.
yeah,
Exactly that. Okay, good. Now, this next position is a double position.
and it's also from the same 3-point match. All right, well um, we're getting there. Yeah, I would double. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
And
you, you have a lot of advantages, and in a 3-point match, you don't need too much to double. But anyway, I would double in a money game as well. You have a 3 shot, which is that? Oh, it's a 2 shot. I'm sorry. You have a 2 shot at the outside blot, and let's say you're unfortunate enough to miss it. You have some numbers that hit the inside blot. Well, you wouldn't want to, but uh, your opponent is still behind at 4 prime, and you have chances of making a better prime. So it's just a matter of that. There's a little volatility here, and you can win a gammon, and if you get lucky in positions like this. So
okay,
yeah,
so is
I'm
it a
good.
take for red?
Yeah,
Okay,
I think
so
Red's got a really nice board. Uh, the race is pretty even. So if Red gets lucky and hits you somehow, they're almost have an instant win.
okay. So before I show you XG's answer on this position, I want to go back to the first position because sometimes people say, how come the cube's in the middle?
I always say that. Yeah, I say that too.
So let's look at this and delete the 4-4, and let's look at this as a cube decision. Would you cube as white here?
Uh, mm, I would not probably.
Okay,
It's but I would say it's close.
right. In terms of what you said about the 3-point games, you don't need too much to cube. Yeah,
And you have something here. You do have an advantage. Excuse me, but Red's anchor is a strong one. I mean, it's not an advanced one, but it's a good defensive anchor, and you're not going to have too many situations where uh, you overwhelm the red checkers by whatever you do here. I mean, even if you roll a 3, there are a lot of numbers that hit back, and
because our
uh,
home board is not strong.
our home board is not as strong as our opponents. And the other thing about gammons is that when the opponent has an anchor, your gammon chances are really reduced a lot. Like in the position where the one we were just looking at, the opponent has given up the anchor, and that's where the position becomes much more volatile.
This one you're talking about. This one, the opponent's given up the anchor. Yes.
I mean, basically, doubling is based upon volatility. You have a chance to do something good, to be blessed by doing something good, and you have this is your opportunity to do it.
Yeah. Okay. So you said you don't think this is a double, which means it would be a take then, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. I've got the XG analysis hiding here, so let's have a look. It's a very thin double.
Okay. Okay.
Very thin. But yes, it's definitely a take, as you said. And I guess because this position here is a continuation of the same game, then what would you say about the cube here? Would you be more inclined to say double take again?
Yep. I probably wouldn't double this again.
Oh, okay.
Well, you're a little further ahead in the race here, but still lots of work to do, and not much immediate.
Jokers.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what XG says here. A very slightly bigger double, but still very thin.
Okay, I'm too conservative.
It's gone up by about 50% to what it was, which was 24%. Okay, so now I haven't spoiled your selection on this position. I can reveal that it's a double pass.
Mm-hmm.
Are you surprised by that?
No. No, it's hard to get these right, and I guess I'm more of a taker. You can see that from the other. I have a little bit of a bias toward the defensive side, having chances. I mean, through that's just a bias you can see. So thanks for pointing that out.
I'm not trying to shine you up, Bob. When I look at this position, the only roll that I think would be really bad for red is double 2. Because you could hit on the 11 and switch hit on the 2. Besides that, because of red's homeboard strength, I don't think white can go too crazy against.
Right, he can't. But any hit with a 2 is pretty deadly, regardless of whether it's a double 2. I mean, red's not going to come in half the time, and then white can just enjoy, make a leisurely advances
and safe advances. Yeah.
Yeah, and if red doesn't come in once or twice more, white can gammon him pretty easily.
Okay. All right.
So, yep.
Cool.
All right, I'm gonna have to be more, straighten myself out here.
So we didn't get a 2, but our cube was accepted.
Well, yeah, we're not going to do anything funny here. It's too dangerous to hit loose. So we're going to play 10 to 4 and 9 to 6.
Okay. So we're not even making the bar point and leaving a two shot.
Hell no. Hell no.
There we go. Well done. That's the correct play. 10 to 4 and 9 to 6. We give ourselves a lot of builders in nice places.
Yeah, well, the thing is, what it's a little hard to see that you really have so much of an enduring advantage, but you do because that checker has to get out soon. The checker on the 23 point, on your own 2 point.
Yes.
And as you just sort of, gradually build up pressure on it, it becomes more and more imperative for it to get out, and it's not so easy for it to get out.
It's like the
So
water's getting hotter and hotter for the frog, and
the
it's going to
frog,
need to jump soon.
poor frog. Every time I hear that analogy, it makes me ill.
I don't like frogs much. They scare me, so I'm
No,
not.
I like it.
Ah, okay. Are you an animal person?
I don't want to boil them.
Can you believe this is the same game?
Yeah, yeah, but at least the cube has finally got turned.
No, the cube was turned previously. At this
No,
moment,
that was the question. Oh, I see. Yeah,
at this decision, my opponent didn't pass. They accepted it.
yeah, yeah.
And then we had this 6-3 with the cube turned, and now a bit later we've got another 6-3.
Yeah, well, I think we can risk making the bar here.
Okay. Is that also because of a lack of better, or because you think it's a valuable point to make?
Yeah, let me look at it again. I guess, it might not be right. Oh, he's on the bar. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I mean, uh, the alternative is to hit on the ace point and try for that kind of gammon, but
How
yeah,
about putting some builders in our home board so that if the opponent doesn't come in on the one, we have more chance of attacking it next?
attacking it is not a priority here. Like if you make the bar, the opponent's gonna get strangled. They're just gonna hit when they come in. They're gonna crash, and even if they roll a 6, unless they roll a 2-6, they have to give up the deuce point. So yeah, I mean that seems.
So you're going with 13-7, 10-7.
Yep.
Okay. I was going to say I'd probably try 11-5, 9-6 to put those builders here to attack the 1 point. I wonder how bad that is.
Oh.
Okay, 110 bad, so it's pretty bad.
I think it's a matter of game plan here. If you make the bar point, your opponent's board is going to crash. Either they'll come in and their board will crash, or they won't come in, and you can eventually hit them with a lot more. With a lot of safety when you have the bar point. Like what if you have the bar point and then you hit them on the 2? They're never going to win by going forward because they have four checkers behind 5 prime.
Okay, so 13-7, 10-7. It's safety in the immediate, and it's a solid play. Okay, very good.
And it's the idea of out priming them. You can look upon this as a prime versus prime position rather than as an attack versus I don't know, as an attacking position.
Yes. So it's a prime v prime. Okay. So we're making a 5 prime, and that's very valuable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Our next position is a different game now. This is a DMP game, and we've got a 6-4 to play as white.
Oh, DMPs are hard. Well, it seems that we need to move our back checkers,
Okay.
and we don't want to get attacked when we move them. So the play that stands out to me is hitting on the ace and coming up to the 20.
Okay. So 24-20 and 7-1.
But there's also the alternative of, hmm, I don't know, nothing looks that good. I guess we could make the bar, come down with 2 checkers. We make the bar. I'm a little out of my depth here, but I think that's what I'd do.
Okay. Is the 7-1?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's have a look at the answer. I can't even remember what it is. If I was to give my 5 cents before I reveal, I think we really should make our bar to match this like prime v prime that's going on. So probably I'd bring 2 down. I think that's what I might settle on.
Yeah.
Okay, that is the correct one. So leaving the back anchor is actually like 3rd down.
Yeah. I knew excuse me, I knew I didn't really know this one. And that's what happens when you don't know things. Yeah, I didn't like the idea of playing prime versus prime when you're priming 1 checker and you have 2 checkers back that are being primed.
Yes.
I guess that the point, though, is that your opponent will run out of time pretty quickly, and that's what I didn't sort of see. And since you're quite far behind in the in the race, and the other thing is that since you're behind in the race, your opponent will have to come to you, and you may even be able to win the game from the ace point if he doesn't get out, and he has to come towards you. And yeah, I guess that if you look at it as a prime versus prime position, it's not so bad for white because they're quite far behind in the race. So even though they're 2 checkers back, whereas red only has 1 checker back, you're still having some good chances to out prime red. Yeah, so that's what I didn't see.
It's almost like the battle of the 4s. Whoever rolls the 4 soon will probably be the happier because of these 5 and 20 points being open. So 4s will become very valuable. So okay, good.
Not too good.
4-1. This is the same game, but we've managed to make our timing better. Instead of being 28 pips behind, We are now
Uh-huh.
63 pips behind.
Well, this one looks pretty clear to me. Uh, I've just come out to the 20 point play 7 to 6.
Okay. What's the reason for the 7 to 6?
Well, it gives you two covers for your 5 point.
But would you open your bar point to cover your 5?
Well, not necessarily, but for example, if you, let's say you rolled an A6, well, uh, yeah, I don't know whether it does give you extra covers, but you probably would. Uh, for example, if you rolled a 6-2, you would make the 5 point and hit.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so let's see the XG answer. And you were 100% right. I was just making sure about your conviction.
Yeah, yeah. Well, luckily I didn't see any other play. Um, those are the only ones I get right, are the ones where I don't see any other. But not always either.
Yeah. So I think you summed up exactly why 7-6 is correct. Because of those roles, such as 6-2 and 6-1 next, that's why it makes sense to play that.
Well, also in the long run, I mean, and this is a little bit of a longer run, um, having the checker on the 6 point can be valuable in the longer run. Let's say you that checker that you go to the 20 with comes around to the to your own outfield,
Yes.
and now or even if you can bring it to your own 7 point, so that now you have all ones and twos would play. So yeah, just in the long run, it's so much better to I mean, where else is that checker going to go? Well, it could. Um, yeah, I mean, on every roll you have the same option of a 6-2 or a double two, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And when you bring your spare checker around, it's going to be very valuable to have the diversity.
Okay. I understand what you're saying, but I love that the way you saw the 6-1 6-2 and how you activate those by playing
Yeah,
the 7-6. I really enjoyed that. Okay. This is a
good
cube
idea.
decision now. And we are 3 away, 4 away.
Uh, um, your opponent is 4 away and you're 3 away.
Yes.
I'm very bad with this score, but
Okay. But maybe then just focus on the position then, not the score so much.
yeah, well, you have a lovely position, and your opponent has no anchor, and you have some, very nice attacking chances. So looks like a double.
Okay. And a take?
Um, yeah, I would take.
Double take.
Yeah,
I think that we're a bit similar, but we've got a slightly better race, being 18 pips up.
well, that's more than slightly. That's pretty overwhelming advantage in the race.
Mm,
Your opponent has a better board and a little better distribution as well. But you would feel horrible if you rolled a double five here and hadn't doubled. or a double three. I mean,
Because we three away, should that make us a little bit more cautious though with the
it should.
cube?
It should. That was what I meant. I mean, if we were four away, this would be a double pass, probably.
Okay.
Um, well, maybe it's still a take, but I don't know.
All right.
But
Let's
three
find out.
away makes it less desirable to double, but I still would.
So it's a no double take. It's
Ooh,
quite a whopper.
ooh.
Do you think that that's predominantly the score?
Um, must not be the score. Not can't be all the score,
Okay.
but it can't be just the score.
So what is it then? Is it our lack of flexibility?
Yeah, I guess it's our stack of checkers on the 6 point. That you know, but I guess it's that the opponent has the 5 point.
Okay.
That's huge. So this is pretty bad on my part, I
And
must say.
and also we still have our anchor
Yeah,
unseparated. Yeah.
right.
Okay. All right, let's move on. Only one more to go, Bob. I know you said you've got a bit of a frog in your throat, so only one left to go. And this is a cube decision. I don't know if it's the same match, but it's another 5 point match. It looks like it's the same match, actually.
Oh, it's a different score though.
It's a different score. It's
It's
four
four
away,
away.
4 away.
Yeah, well, it's a double for sure, and yeah, I would probably pass this at four away.
I know what I've done here. It's coming back to me because I prepare the content for my quizzes quite far in advance. So I forget about them, because once I've created it, it's there. I think I've put this one in to show the difference between the first decision and then this decision.
I see.
So
Yeah,
the other difference in this one over the last one is our anchor. It's now moved up to the 22.
yeah, but it's also
The
the
score.
distribution of our checkers. We have the one checker on the 7 instead of the 6.
Um, you are very eagle-eyed. Yes. So our distribution is improved as well. That's right. Okay. And does our opponent have an extra? The opponent's also got an extra checker on their
Yeah,
8.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure this is a pass. I guess it's
Double
double take.
take them?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, let's go double take. Bring to the front, double take. There we go.
All right. Well, it took a lot. Obviously, this is like I overestimate the position on some level, and it's because I'm not giving Red enough credit for having the 5 point. It's one of the things that XG teaches us is that 5 point is super important, and it changes a lot of situations from being bad to being acceptable when you're being attacked. So, yeah, this one it's not close to a pass. Yeah,
So
but
it's the score difference, it's the diversity of the 6 point, and it's the advanced anchor, and that's what pushes it for white. But red in both scenarios has more than a strong take.
yeah, yeah, um, yeah. I agree, and this is one where I was pretty far off, really far off.
It's okay. Uh, we do these things not to like show how much we know, but just to show how we learn and think about positions, Bob. So please don't feel any negativity towards it. All these mistakes are from games I've played and made mistakes in. So yeah, that brings us to the end of our quiz. That was the last question. Sorry for a bit of teething issues with my interactive part. XG just stopped loading the games for me. So yeah, what can you do?
Oh,
Are you
right.
looking forward to any forthcoming tournaments or anything backgammon related, Bob?
Yeah, I should be playing for the U.S. team in the World Team Championships in Greece in the beginning of April.
Oh wow, okay. And that's going to be a live tournament in Greece.
Yeah, yeah,
Ah,
somewhere
fantastic.
outside of Athens. Yeah.
Okay. Greece is probably the home of backgammon, right?
We don't know. I don't think we know. I think the archaeologists say it's Egypt.
Oh, okay. Maybe Alexander the Great took it to Egypt.
Yeah, I mean, I think the stuff they've found in the pharaohs' tombs in the pyramids uh, is where they derive that idea from.
Can you
But yeah,
imagine? Can you imagine being a less noble person playing the pharaoh, and you roll some joker roll, and the pharaoh says, "Enough of that! Off with your head."
yeah, that could be stressful, but at least the stress wouldn't last long.
Yeah, you'd be wishing for anti-jokers so that you get to live another day.
Yeah,
Bob, thank you so much.
yeah, you're very welcome. Thanks a lot, John.
I've really enjoyed the pre-chat we had before we started recording, and I've enjoyed doing the quiz with you. Thank you for giving me your time and coming on my channel. It's your first time on my channel. I hope it won't be your last. I hope we can do something else at some point in the future.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, thank you, Bob. So, viewers, before I sign off, let's look at who my next guest is going to be on episode 10. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! I've got my friend Simon Bargett joining me on episode 10. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and see you on another video soon. Goodbye.